I'm TheZachMichael. I'm a music producer, songwriter, and sync composer, and also the founder and CEO of a global publishing company called Elizabeth Music Group. Today, we're going to be talking about how to network effectively in music, people over opportunities. One of the areas that I see people go wrong with all the time is networking, and they wonder why they aren't building a career in music. A lot of times, networking is their issue because net worth is your net worth. Here's the truth about networking in music. Building authentic relationships in music is one of the most important things. In the music industry and in a lot of industries, network often gets a bad rap. It can feel fake, forced, or transactional. But real networking isn't about collecting contacts and phone numbers. It's about building genuine, authentic relationships. Most successful people in music don't treat others as stepping stones. They've built trust, connected authentically, and added value before ever trying to take some. If you want a sustainable career in music like I've had for the past decade where it's grown every single year, you need to treat people like people, not opportunities. Treat people like people, not as an opportunity and what they can do for you in your career today. Be authentic, genuine. You got to go from what can I get from connecting to this person to who can I connect with and who can I help and how can I help. That networking kind of sounds like this. How can I get this A&R to listen to my beat? A&R gets a lot of beats. They don't know you. And you're only trying to reach out to this A&R so you can get a placement. Effective networking is going to sound like this. Who do I genuinely vibe with and how can I support them? What do they need? What value are they looking for? For instance, if this A&R up here posts that they're working on an acoustic indie rock album and they are not getting enough acoustic indie rock beats in the right BPM, then you are providing value if you provide them beats exactly like what they're looking for. But just sending a cold email every day is not the value that they're looking for. They get a ton of people who send them beats every day. Most A&Rs have thousands of people trying to send them music every day. So what other value can you provide? How can you support them? And I believe that you should be asking yourself, would I hang out with this person? Would I want to be friends with this person if they couldn't help my career? Let's say they weren't in this industry anymore or they retired. Would you still talk to this person? Would you still be cool with them? You got to ask, are you truly interested in what they create and what they work on? Or are you just seeing this as an opportunity? I want to think about how you can add value to their journey. What can you do for them? Right? And you have to be real honest with yourself about this value. A lot of people have misinterpreted the term value. Value is what you do for other people without expecting anything in return. Something that would make that person say, thank you, I needed this, without you having to get anything. Providing beats to an A&R that has a lot of beats is not value, right? They already have a lot of beats. Now, if you play the trumpet and that A&R needs a trumpet player and they don't have one, that is value. You are playing trumpet when they need it, right? And you got to think about that because that's how you're going to build long-term authentic relationships, is genuinely providing value. Now, when it comes to networking, I believe that you need to actually do your homework and respect people's time. This is an area most people mess up. People in music get bombarded with let's work messages or, hey bro, I like your sound messages. I have literally received thousands of these messages across my career, across all my social medias and email. I've had some people hit me up saying, let's work for every year for the past 10 years. And that's all they say. You need to stand out by being thoughtful. You need to learn who these people are before you reach out. Actually know about them. You should know some of the details about them. You shouldn't just be spamming a ton of people. You want to learn who these people are and be strategic on who you're reaching out so you know how to provide value to them. I believe that you should be able to mention specific songs or moments or things they've done that you loved or things they've done that inspired you or things that they've done that helped you. If you don't have this, you probably don't know the person enough and you need to do your homework a little more. And I also believe that you need to be clear and respectful about your intention. Now, if you're networking properly, that intention is going to be providing value without expecting anything in return. Now, here's an example message of something that could work. If this person is on your level, they have done a similar thing to you, I believe you can reach out with something like, hey, I loved your production on this song. The guitar tone was crazy. I'm currently working on a lo-fi alt R&B blend, and I think your guitar tone would fit that perfectly. If you're ever open to a collab or a loop exchange, I'd love to build, no pressure either way. I like this message because you highlight a song that you've heard that you like, right? And you've learned about them and you know what they do. This person plays guitar. And you know they play guitar because you've seen on their page they play guitar, or they've posted it, or you look through the credits, things like that. You tell them something you're working on and offer to let them be a part of it, right? Instead of asking, hey, what are you working on and how can I be a part of it? You go, I'm doing this thing, or I'm working with this artist, and I think that we would make something cool for this opportunity I have. If you'd like to be a part of it, I'm down. I'd love to build with you. But no pressure if you're not. I understand if you're busy, right? And with this message, even if they don't reply, you show respect and authenticity. When I first started in my career, I would send messages like this, and sometimes I wouldn't get a response. But then years later, people go to reach out to me because of something I've done, and they see this message years later. And it works, and we end up connecting because when they do see this message, they see that I showed them respect and authenticity, and I provided value to them without expecting anything in return. I also think that you need to respect people's time and you need to be patient. Networking is a gradual process. This is not overnight. Being patient will allow relationships to develop naturally. Meaningful connections take time, so focus on nurturing those over rushing opportunities. I'm going to give you an example of this. There's a producer that I'm a really big fan of. They've worked with a lot of different artists over the years, like Drake and Lil Uzi Vert. I've been trying to work with this producer in any way since 2020, right? That was kind of when I came across them, and I really liked what they were doing, and they're very versatile, and that was one of the things that I respected. So I've got them a couple messages like this over the time, and they've never really responded to them, right? They just never did. And I've been doing that every single time I see someone that makes sense, just kind of doing it authentically whenever I see someone that they've done that I like or someone I want to call out, etc. After years of doing this with no response, they posted on their story they were looking for new sound kits. So I sent them some of my sound kits, and then they actually saw that message, and they went and they read the old messages. From that, they said, hey, bro, it's sick that you've been trying to reach me for these 5 years. Here's my number. Let's get on a call. And we got on a call. We spoke for like 3 hours, and it was a great, genuine connection that took time to build because it took 5 years to even get a response. And now I talk to this producer literally every single week. And we've done a ton of beats together and worked on a bunch of cool projects. Now, here's a networking strategy that you really should think about. And it's pretty simple. It's called give before you ask. Give before you ask. Can I offer you something? Whether that's loops, samples, or mix help. Can I repost or comment on their release? Give them engagement. Give them words of encouragement on their social media. Share what it is they're working on. The other one that I really like is, can I connect them with someone helpful? This one is an outlier. Whenever someone does this for me, I instantly respect them so much more because I'll never ask somebody to be connected most of the time. But if I see someone who goes, hey, I'm a producer and I'd love to connect you with this artist I work with, I'm instantly so much more interested in working with that producer because you don't have to connect me with anybody. And for you to believe that, connecting me before you've asked for anything in return, you just want to give that relationship and give the opportunity to meet this new person, that's rare and that's special and that's going to make you stand out. These small gestures can build massive goodwill. And when you give first, doors open naturally. When you give first, people want to return the favor, right? When people give me things without expecting anything, I then want to return that value in however I can, right? And most people will. There's going to be some people who might not, instantly reciprocate or give back, and that's fine because you are supposed to be genuinely giving without expecting anything in return, right? It goes back to that intention thing. So it's okay if they don't, and just because they don't give back fast doesn't mean they won't ever give back. Sometimes it takes years to really establish that. I also think that you should be present in the right spaces. Networking can happen in countless ways, like a Discord server and an online community, social media comment section, maybe a local showcase, an open mic, or a beat battle, and a Twitch cookup or feedback session. Now, you gotta still network in the right way. So, for instance, if it's a Twitch cookup and a producer is they don't need you to backseat produce, right? They're not looking for you to tell them what to do. They're just showing their process. You want to network authentically there. If you're going to meet up with people in person, like a local showcase or a beat battle, that's great. But again, you need to network people the right way. If you're in the bathroom and the producer that's running the event is also in the bathroom, it's probably not the right place to go try to network, right? Like everybody just wants to go do what they got to do and leave. So you got to network in the right places. Super important. You should also listen more and try to maintain relationships. You should listen more than you speak early on. You should ask about other people's creative journeys before pitching yourself. People remember how you make them feel. And in music, a lot of people make you feel like an opportunity instead of a person. From talking to successful musicians for the past decade, that's one of the biggest things that we talk about is that people treat you like an object, an opportunity, and this thing instead of as a person. So people will remember how you make them feel. And once you've done that, you got to maintain the relationship. Be checking in occasionally, congratulating them on their wins authentically. You want to share useful resources and just provide stuff that you think they should see. You can potentially invite them to creative sessions or opportunities, and relationships will grow with that small, consistent effort. Now, here's some great ways to network. Industry events, like I mentioned before, attending industry events to connect with professionals and gain insight into the music. I like in-person events because a lot of people don't go to them. So you will stand out just from being there, right? There's going to be less people who are willing to do that. On top of that, industry events are also great because you're able to network with a lot of people who all share similar goals. You can tell that most people who attend these events are serious because it costs them time, money, and opportunity cost to be there. That's going to allow you to network with people who share probably similar goals. Social media. You can engage on social media to build and grow relationships, share your passion for music online. You can also use social media as a way for people to discover you, and then they're going to reach out to you to build relationships. Now it's not just you reaching out to other people, but it's also people reaching out to you to build relationships. I think that is super valuable. I also think that you should be trying to seek mentorship networking. You want to seek mentorship from experienced professionals to gain valuable advice and guidance in your career. Now, some people have very formal mentorship relationships, and some people it's more like consuming content that this person creates or just reading all the articles that they've written or things like that. There's a lot of different ways to get that mentor. Now, here are some pitfalls that you should avoid and some of my final thoughts. You want to avoid clout chasing. You want to avoid one-sided asks at all times. I see this way too much. People do these one-sided asks where it only benefits them, and then they go, hey, Zach, why did this person not do this thing? And it's because it only benefited you. It has no benefit for them at all. Fake familiarity. Don't act like you're friends with this person. Don't act like you've met them if you haven't, right? You want to be authentic. Like if you haven't ever connected with this person before, don't act like you guys have and you spoke before. Be authentic. I've also seen a lot of people burn bridges over really dumb little things. Relationships and connections take time. So why are you going to burn it over something so dumb? This person didn't like your recent story and you're mad about that. And so now you're going to burn the bridge and unfollow. Or this person didn't comment on your post and you're going to burn that bridge. You never know where that could go. And the other thing is over following up. I see this all the time. Someone says, hey, I like your guitar tone. I'd love if you play it on my lo-fi all R&B thing. The guy says, not right now. I'm kind of busy. And then this person will follow up every single day on like just over and over again with like a similar copy paste message over following up. That's going to be very annoying to the person you're trying to network with. So I do believe that you should be reaching out consistently, but you don't have to follow up about everything. If you send someone a pack of beats, like an artist, for instance, don't keep following up and go, hey, did you listen to him yet? Hey, did you record on these yet? Hey, what did you think of this one? Hey, what do you think? Like, if they like the beats, they're going to use them. If not, just keep following up, be authentic, and maybe send them another pack in a couple weeks, right? Real connections take time. You want to respect people, celebrate their wins authentically, and create without keeping score. Not a competition, right? Like a lot of people in music are so focused on what other people are doing. It's not competition. There is room for everybody to win, right? We all might not be able to have a number one song at the same time, but there are so many successful musicians who've never had a number one song. And also, every so often a new song goes number one. So there's always a chance. It doesn't have to be competitive. If you're going to compete, compete against yourself and compete against people that you want to compete with that want to compete with you. Don't be looking at other people and kind of getting jaded to what they're achieving in comparison. because it's just going to burn you out. And you really want to be authentic with the people you're trying to build relationships with. Because the real music industry, the one that's like the one that people make careers in, it's built on people who want to create, grow, and win together. So this is how to network effectively. And I think that this is going to be super useful for you guys to start building authentic relationships.